men.
What do you mean, normal men?
We're just innocent men.
It's time for Side Scrollers with me, Stuttering Craig.
I did. Oh, whoa! Right on the tip. Just on the tip.
And Blab. Co-hosted by our friends from around the internet.
There is a portion of Norway where it is legally required to carry a firearm at all times.
If you're just a normal man looking for common sense in this crazy-ass world, you've come to the right place. And now, broadcasting from our homes from around the internet, it's time for Side Scrollers.
Okay, you ready? Open wide!
Welcome on out to Side Scrollers on YouTube.com and Rumble.com and SideScrollersPodcast.com. What is going on, everybody? Happy Thursday to you. Are you ready for a great show? You are? Oh, my God. Do we have a good one today? I'm Stuttering Craig. Hello, friends. Hopefully you're having a great Thursday as we are past the midway point of the week, making our way down the roller coaster all the way to Friday into football weekend. Let's go. Football weekend is here. Let's go, America. Hello, Blabs.
What kind of football? Like American football?
American football. Boom! Stiff arm.
What? What is that?
You don't know what a stiff arm is? Stop.
Is that like a sort of 5'5"? Where your arms are stiff and you're like,
Are you
huh?
serious?
I don't know. Do I look like I know football?
You don't. Blabs. A stiff arm, in its most basic definition, is literally a stiff arm. Arm out, stiff as a board, knocking people over with your, hit them in the face, knock them over. I'll tell you what. Do you understand now?
Why would you do that, though? Sounds like
Football.
assault.
It is. That's what makes football so great.
Okay.
Man, here we are. Hey, glad everybody's with us today. Blabs is here. Awesome. I'll tell you what. We got a couple guests. I guarantee have stiff-armed a few people at some time. Starting first and foremost with Des. I know Des has stiff-armed somebody, haven't you?
I definitely know what it means. I grew up in a college football town, so yeah.
Football. Man, do you ever like I don't know, play flag football or two-hand touch and just boof?
I mean, I had to in school, but I like to watch. I do not like to play.
Hear that first. Des likes to watch. It's really weird. All right. So let's not make it
Got a
weird.
chair and everything.
Hey, another person who I guarantee has thrown out a stiff arm or two in their day. It's Logan from Red Bandana Gaming.
Hey there, guys. How's it going?
Not bad. Have you stiff armed somebody before?
Professionally? No.
Recreationally?
Many times.
Oh, excellent. Welcome to the club. It's good. If you have stiff armed anybody in the chat, please raise your hand. Actually, no, put one of those fists in the chat, because there's not a better feeling than stiff arming somebody when it comes to football or just knocking somebody over. You know,
especially your best friend.
Right. You got that on them at all times. Remember that time when I stuffed my hand in your face and you fell over? It's good stuff. Well, glad everybody's here. Welcome on out. It's always a pleasure to have everybody here. Des has been popping off today. Des came in, chose violence, which is excellent. So we got spicy Des today. And Logan is here just in sheer shambles, ready to cause all
pretty
sorts.
Much.
So, but we're glad you guys have joined us. Obviously, you guys can find links to Logan and Dez's channels down below. Des over on Kick, where she's kicking some ass, regrowing to a titan in music. Do you have your any desire to play some tunes today, Des?
Oh, you mean like on stream?
Yeah.
Ooh.
That was Lost Woods.
Just like that. Just like that. There you go. It was Lost Woods, and I love it.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, look, I'm glad everybody's here. We got a lot to talk about today, including a PlayStation 5 console that doesn't exist, but everybody knows it exists. We have some insider information from Des when it comes to Bungie firing, which is going to get spicy. We got an update on MrBeast. The lady from The Acolyte hates you, and Dustborn hit a new low, and it's not the low that you think it is. So give us like 5 extra minutes. When you're thinking about bouncing today, give us like 5 extra minutes and hang with us, because I promise you, we got a lot to talk about today. But first, I'd like to remind you guys, once again, we are live over at Rumble. We also have a Twitter account at SideScrollerPod. We also have an Instagram account, don't we, Blabs?
We do, and if you don't follow us for memes and clips of the show, Desiree here is going to hang you by ankles on chains from her ceiling in Pal
Oh
World.
my. I
Yeah.
am?
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Like
Excellent.
a pinata, and then I'll beat
Yes.
him with a stick too.
Yeah, and then Logan over here is gonna stiff arm you when
Sure.
you can't do anything in self-defense because you're hanging upside down like a bat.
Ooh, that sounds fun.
Excellent. And we got some sick freaks on the chat on the show today, which is great.
Oh, you don't know. Wait, what?
Headlined by big band Blabs up here, which is great. We also, oh, I see. You have your, listen, nothing says bad bitch like a cargo hat or whatever it is.
It's a bucket hat.
Sorry.
I'm the band one.
Oh my God, that's one bad bitch.
Band.
It just seems like it doesn't really fit a bucket hat.
Right.
It
That's all
totally
I'm
does.
saying.
That's the point.
See, Des gets it, right? Nobody, you got to be flamboyantly gay to wear a bad bitch bucket hat. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, definitely not that, but at least I'm still a bad bitch in a bucket hat.
And like, hey,
Maybe you should wear a beanie. Get one that says "bad bitch" on a beanie.
Someone put it on my throne. Thank you.
Beanie
Wait, on the
Bad
toilet?
No.
I thought you said on the throne.
Yeah,
did.
there's a
Oh.
wish list. It's like
Oh.
a streamer wish list. It's your address is not out there or anything.
You're right. I agree with Ministry of Wrong Thing right here. That is 100%. That is something that Alyssa Mercante would wear walking
dare
around
you.
New York.
Oh,
To that
she's
tramp.
gonna go.
Anyways, we are also live over at Kick, and we can listen to the show over on Apple Podcast and Spotify. But the place you need to go is sidescrollerspodcast.com. That is our website. That is our home base. That is our domain, and that is where we post exclusive stuff to our supporters over there. It is a great place to be. We encourage you guys to head over there. Like our brand new supporter, Ever Ender 24/7, who came in yesterday. Appreciate you guys popping in. Our goal, simply one of you. If one of you would become a supporter today, the show is made. And I'm going to throw a little bit of an enticement for you. Use promo code TRIAL to sign up. You get a free month. That includes the exclusive content that we posted just yesterday. We had an interview with James Klug. You guys know who James Klug is? The answer is
No.
okay.
No.
Sorry.
James is he's a YouTuber who goes around and he asks like really common sense questions, and more often than not, it's not that he makes people look stupid, it's that they make themselves look stupid by answering dumb questions. I guarantee you've seen this guy before.
Yeah.
Probably.
But we talked about video games and all sorts of stuff. It was great. So that is exclusive to supporters over at sidescrollerspodcast.com. And I'm gonna tell you this right now. I am working on some stuff as exclusives for our supporters over there that it's gonna drop your jaw. You're gonna be stoked when I bring this to you guys. Even Blabs doesn't even know about it. I'm working.
Yeah, I'm
behind
like
the scenes.
questioning. I'm like, I didn't even tell him about the videos I want him to watch yet.
Not yet. Nope. But I'm working on.
I have 3 videos just chilling on my files, waiting for Craig to watch them.
Well, we'll do that tomorrow or today,
Okay.
whatever. But so head on over there, check it out. We'd really appreciate that. With that said, if you are watching, tuning in for the first time over here on YouTube, do us a favor, hit the subscribe button. We'd love for you guys to join the 92,527 just normal men looking for common sense in the video game and entertainment space. That's what we do here. Let's do our best to get to 1,000 likes. We are just a few days away from August. I'm sorry, towards the end of August into September. And we're going to have some brand new merchandise coming on Monday for you guys. Looking forward to that. I'm sure you guys will love that. So be ready. With that said, let's get into it, Blabs. Please fill us in on today in video game history.
Okay, today, August 29th, we have Gemfire releasing back in Japan in 1991. I told you today was a Mario Day. It's the Mario Superstar Baseball releasing back in 2005. And then we have Mario and Rabbids, or Kingdom Battle, releasing back in 2017. Ta-da!
All right.
You're not impressed? That's fine. Whatever, man.
No, you're great. Some noticeable games you missed today. In 1998, Gex Enter the Gecko was released in 1998. Logan, you know that game?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That
Played
was
it on Nintendo 64.
That's what it was released on 30-something years ago today. So there you go. Yeah. It was one of those like late 90s like platform mascot platformers. There was a million of them back in the day. Also, Blabs, you missed WWE Day of Reckoning 2.
GameCube.
For the game. Look, do you see Logan
The
light
game was
up?
great.
There you go.
Sorry.
No, I love it. I love it. In 2007, you missed the French release of BioShock.
Who the hell cares about France, though?
Bingo.
Right. Good point. Excellent point, Blabs. We also now that's an iPhone game. Doesn't matter. Okay, very good. Pokemon Rumble U was released for the Wii U in 2013. So,
but you know what? Mario Superstar Baseball was released back in 2005. So
you know what? I gave you shit for missing Mario Golf the other day or whatever, Mario Tennis, whatever it was. So I'm glad you picked that. But Gemfire, meh, but
that's a deep cut.
Yeah, 2 out of 3, not bad, Blabs. Good job. You look triggered. You triggered?
That was awful. I hate you now.
Well established. All right. Thank you, Blabs.
That was great.
All right. Right after that, we're up to a great start with Kyle came in with the $4.99. Says breaking. GameStop has announced they are bringing in new retro stores offering retro consoles and games. I'm totally down for that. Yeah, Kyle, we actually talked about it yesterday on the show. And we did actually some price comparison for it. Have you guys looked at the prices that they're throwing down at the GameStop retro stores?
Not yet. I plan on going to one today. There's actually 2 within about 30 minutes for me.
Okay, so it's funny you mentioned that because we had a community member reach out on X about these stores, right? This is the GameStop retro store. So you think you're going to walk in and it's going to be just all sorts of insanity. I want to pull up this reply I had to this normal man who went out because I was, I would say, less than impressed with what they offered here. This is from Jeeping Baylor over on X. Now, Logan, I don't want to get your hopes up here.
Oh no, my hopes are way down.
Okay, well, you probably need to lower them even more because this is from Jeeping
before
Baylor.
You show it, can I make a prediction?
Yeah.
Okay, so I forget whoever I was commenting to on X, but I was like, I bet it's just going to be like a wall of pops and a shelf of a random selection of retro games and a bunch of T-shirts.
Okay, so keep lowering your expectations.
Holy crap.
Because here it is right here. We have one of the retro GameStops is close to where I live. Basically, it's just pre-owned games from older and classic system. No hardware, it's just the games. Thought I would share what it looks like. And that's it. That's the store.
It's a great display. Look at that.
Did you see like his face was like, what the hell?
What?
Yeah,
is that
it.
So it's just in a regular GameStop, it's just a bunch of random.
Yeah. I said
Sad.
that's I was like, that's
why am
the
I not
store?
surprised?
It's not even like a nice display. It's just thrown up on a shelf and it looks terrible.
GameStop, you don't fail me, do you?
You should make it like a whole experience and like have like a whole 80s, 90s corner and
Right.
have like some My Little Pony stuff on the wall or I don't know, just stuff from that era and immerse you.
To be clear, this actually, so I'm in the North Texas area, and this is the only retro GameStop in the area, and this is in Euless, Texas, which is in the North Texas area. So this was the one that I actually would have gone to. And he said, yeah, it's just the same store that's been there since it's opened on Glade Road in Euless. It's just one shelf of what I've shown in the picture. It's just like one. He says, I talked to the manager, and they are really doing all they're really doing is making these games more accessible because usually you have to ask for them and pull them out of the display case.
Wow.
Okay.
You
Logan's
ruined
soul.
Logan's day.
Logan's soul
Like
just left him.
How did they do worse than I thought they were going to do?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's GameStop.
Big. Yep. It was tough. Well, I'm sorry to ruin your day, Logan. But
no, that actually made it better. Now I don't have to drive 30 plus miles away. We're good.
Yeah. Bizarre Star came in with the 5, says GameStop has been selling retro games for years. Big issue aside from not having the cases is a lot of the carts turn out to be fake or repros because they obviously don't check them. Right. Thanks, Bizarre Star. Appreciate that. There's a big issue over there at GameStop. All right. Also, look at this. Benj then came in and says, look, I live in the UK. I live in the UK. A stiff arm is a no-no.
Everything in the UK is a no-no right now.
Right.
Boom, you beat me to it.
Can't even like breathe over there.
I don't think you can say stiff arm. That's the crazy thing about
Probably
it.
not.
Yeah. And of course, Anakin's burnt wiener came in with the 199.
Nice.
Says Labor Day and open flames make me nervous. Well, as we can tell from your avatar down there, you have every reason to be nervous. Anakin's burnt wiener. Thank you very much for that. And good luck on Monday, which, by the way, we will be live on Monday. That's just how we roll. Norm came in, says, yes, the 80s console, the Xbox 360, and the classic 80s title, Halo 3. That's right. Classic. Good stuff. And hey, check this out. Also, before we get into hard news, Candid Camsey came in. My boy, Candid Camsey came in and picked up the American Pride t-shirt. Go pick it up. It's still
Nice.
available on the store right there. Love it. You can also pick up my daughter's Let Us Skateboard t-shirt, where she gets a portion of the proceeds of the monies. And of course, you can pick up the Normal Man t-shirt. I was wearing that yesterday. So proclaim your normalcy and go get a Normal Man t-shirt. So yeah, appreciate that. Candid Camsey, you are my boy. It's great to see you. Been around for a long time. Great stuff. All right. With that said, ladies and gentlemen, we got a lot to talk about today. I'm very excited to talk about it with you. So it's time for my favorite segment, your favorite segment, everybody in the world's favorite segment. It is time for hard news. All righty. So today is August 29th, 2024, in the year of our Lord, which I don't know if that means a whole lot for you guys outside of WWE, whatever it was for the GameCube coming out. But
Day of
does
Reckoning 2.
I'm sorry, Logan. Yes,
I have
do you
that.
guys, does that date mean anything to you, Des? August 29th.
No.
Visions of Mana. That comes
Visions
out.
of Mana. No.
That comes out today.
Let's actually scoop back 27 years ago. August 29th, 1997 in particular. Any ideas what happened on August 29th,
I was
1997?
one, so no.
Okay.
Jeez, Labs. Thanks for making me feel old. Good grief. I was in high school.
That
So was
doesn't mean
I.
that doesn't mean you just can't know.
I wouldn't know what happened in 1990. What'd you say, 8?
Wait, 97 or 98?
1997.
Yeah, I
Oh,
was
no, I was still in middle school. Okay.
August 29th, 1997, 27 years ago today, the world shifted when Skynet became self-aware in Terminator. This is a big deal. Big deal back in the day. And this is when everything became self-aware. 2:14 a.m. Eastern time, August 29th, 1997. This is obviously Terminator 2 reference right here. Labs, you've never seen Terminator 2, so you don't understand that reference.
What?
Do you?
I've never seen it either.
What?
I want to point out that Mark probably actually researched this. Look at Mark the Cyborg. He's like, nothing happened on this date in real life. He probably was like, shh, I must know.
Old man having a heart attack here. No.
Hey, Logan, you want to know something even more crazy? Labs, why don't you tell him?
Craig sucks.
No. What sucks is that Blabs has never seen any.
We did it, Joe.
What are you just trying to? What are you doing? Sometimes you got to slap a bitch.
What?
Which may happen.
So long, gay boys.
What are you doing?
Go fuck yourself. Is that clear? I hope it is.
She's literally crying right now. What is happening? Get out of here. All right. Blabs has not seen
Dick.
All right.
Just trolling. This is too funny. Woo, okay.
Are you trying to say an Arnold Schwarzenegger film?
Yes.
I'm crying. That was perfect timing.
I'm sorry. That was
Let's Listen, I know. If we can all work through that, that'd be great.
How dare you?
T2. Kick them girls, Craig. Oh, they'll stick. It's okay. It's okay. Thank you, Blabs, for that.
I'm
Norm
actually
came into the
crying.
The GameStop retro store has the same vibe as the Willy Wonka thing in Scotland a while back. Oh, that's a great tweet. Maybe I'll do that after the show. That's awesome. Good stuff, Norm. And Adam, that's 80A capital M. So I guess it's Adam. Says that retro GameStop retro is as awful as expected when compared to many other local game stores around, including my own nostalgic video games. We're in Kentucky and give retro the respect it deserves. Let's go, Adam. Let him know. Good stuff, man. Good stuff. Well, thank you so much for your $20 super chat. Blabs, are you good?
Sorry, I was blowing my nose.
Oh, that's what they call it?
What?
Yeah. I'm with Logan. I like this guy. He's good. All right, let's keep on moving on. Some quick hits as we go. Hey,
Wow.
It's gonna be one of those days.
what are we doing? What are we doing, Blabs?
Blabs is like the little younger sister. She keeps poking you. She needs to go to timeout.
I'm with you. This is Blabs.
There's
right
a problem that has nothing to do with me. I need to solve it.
How is that me?
I can play that too. I can do all sorts of things.
Burrito chomper.
Jay is the normal man watching the show right now, just going, "What the hell is happening?" As trying to figure things out too. I don't even know what's okay. Look,
I'll behave.
are you good?
No.
All right. So we had a noticeable YouTuber start their channel just about 1 week ago. Have you heard about this this notable YouTuber who just started his channel? A sensation. His name is Cristiano Ronaldo. Have you heard of this person before?
That dude who plays with the balls, right?
Yeah,
Right.
he has a lot of skills and talent with balls. Mm-hmm.
That's right, Blab.
Yes.
This is a soccer player. One of the best soccer players really in the world, and been so for a long time. And in 1 week, I don't know if you guys saw the story. Have you guys seen the story?
Saw it,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
Isn't
You
he
see how
trying
many-
to compete with MrBeast?
Well, have you seen how many subs he's had in 1 week?
Yeah, I don't think he needs to compete whatsoever. He's just doesn't even probably knows who MrBeast is.
Is he
He
just
knows.
uploading like soccer videos?
Well, I don't even know if he's uploaded anything yet but with that said, he's at 50 million subscribers in 1 week. 50 million.
Impressive.
Yeah, that's impressive. And it really speaks to the power of football, as they say. That's not stiff arm football. That's kickity kick.
I
football.
prefer the soccer over American football. I'm just saying.
Ugh.
It's fun. Yeah.
Desiree just shakes her head in like disgust, like
Ugh.
preposterous.
That's really got nothing. She's just
True.
like, no, none of that.
He's like, you need to shut up.
Yeah. All right. So anyways, that's fun and exciting. I legitimately think when we talk about the Instagram followers that Cristiano Ronaldo has, doesn't he have like 500 million?
No, so
Instagram
that's
followers?
Messi. Messi has like 500
Right.
million or whatever. Ronaldo has like 600 million. He's closer to 1 billion.
Oh,
It's crazy.
What?
so with
Soccer
that said,
sucks, though.
oh, dude, it's the world's game. It's the beautiful game. Soccer's
It's the
great.
worst.
Football's better, but soccer's great. With
I'm a
that
baseball
said,
guy.
oh, okay, it's the
Oh,
American.
you know, he has the most followed Instagram account in the world, Ronaldo.
Well, I think that he could have the most followed YouTube channel in the world by the time this is all said and done. I very much think that. I think he could pass everybody, obviously, on this trajectory. As soon as he starts posting videos regularly, he's going to murder the platform. It's crazy. So yeah, Des, do you have a favorite athlete and or star that you would like to see join YouTube that hasn't?
Not really. I don't really see the point, to be honest. I
Well, they
mean,
wanna
they're famous for performing in their sport. I don't really know what having a YouTube channel is gonna do. Like, I don't like want to go listen to their thoughts on the world generally. Like, I want to go listen to thinkers that I respect, you know? So I just I'm not really somebody who's ever like worshipped celebrities.
It sounds like. Well, it sounds like you need to get off X if you don't want to hear people's takes on everything. That's the thing over there. Is you're going to hear Mark Hamill's take on Joe Biden. It's great. It sounds awesome. Yeah, I know it's fun. Okay, so let's move on. We had this passed around, which I have very mixed feelings about this. When you were a kid, I think everybody at some point has had Capri Sun. The Capri Sun is a staple, I think, of most childhoods. Everybody had this kind of pseudo plastic, kind of metallic looking thing that has this straw that's hard to stick through. I mean, Des, did you ever have these things?
Yeah, honestly, my favorite part about Capri Suns was when you finished them up, then you blow them up with air, and then you stomp on them, and it made like a loud sound, and that was fun. Did you ever do that?
I have a hot take. I think Capri Suns taste terrible.
But I mean, I don't think I've had one since I was like 12 or something. I don't know. It's been ages. I have no desire to drink one now at all.
Well, so with that said, Capri Sun is now offering an adult version.
Blasphemy.
Ew.
That's wrong.
Why?
Well, okay, this gets to my thought on this, right? We have a lot of grown-up children in our society these days, right? Yes, I'm sitting next to one right now. And people want to hold on to their youth so bad that you have these people like Des, you're like, I haven't had one of these since I was 12. And people are going to say, hey, this may be a bad take, and that's fine. But at a certain point, don't you have to say goodbye to things that you liked as a kid? Like, I don't know, something that's marketed towards children, like Capri Sun. You got to be kind of a grown-up at some point, right? And move past this. But I think they wouldn't release this if there wasn't a massive, at least, opportunity for this, right? I mean, am I off on this, or is this just, I don't know. What's y'all's thoughts on this?
I think that it's fun to have those experiences where we like feel like some kind of connection to our childhood. But it seems like an odd thing to do with a drink. Like most people are so infantile now that they've got plenty of that already. We need less of that, more like looking at the future and concentrating on evolving, and like, so I don't think that I understand like why they're doing that, but I think it's really, it's weird and unnecessary. And like, let's like use that part of your nostalgia for like something cool, like an old game or something,
Okay, and that brings up this from CDI. He's been around for a long time. CDI, great to see you. Says, Craig, we can't talk. We've been playing NES for 40 years. I think that when you look at the Venn, okay, go ahead, Logan. What were you going to say?
No, I was just going to say he's not wrong.
Right.
Yeah.
I think when you look at the Venn diagram of like nostalgia, right? I think there's a different, like, you probably shouldn't be eating, I don't know, dinosaur chicken nuggets still.
Whoa, I had that for dinner.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Oh no.
I went to Walmart the other night and I was like, ooh, I haven't had these in a while.
Just don't make a habit of it, okay?
Right. Yeah, exactly.
It's been a while and I just was like, hey, I wanted something quick. I didn't want fast food. So
I mean, yeah, buy one Capri Sun, drink it, have a little trip down memory lane. Don't like make it a habit and drink it all the time.
I think Capri Sun's terrible in the first place. It's just so artificial and disgusting. So I have no nostalgia with Capri Sun.
See, those bottles look like they're just trying to compete with Prime. That's what it looks like to me.
Oh yeah, good point.
Well, you're right. It has that generic Prime bottle look to it, but Labs, it has no artificial colors or flavors. What are you talking about?
Yeah, but it still tasted like awful.
Yeah, it's okay. Well, if you are going to go out and buy some Capri Sun in bottles as an adult, have fun with this. Have fun with that, and let us know. Let us know if it tastes as good as it did when you were 6. It's like Fruit Stripes gum. Like everybody likes that when they're
stuff
a child.
Is crap.
Oh, I haven't thought about that in ages.
Like everybody likes it when you're a kid, and then you realize as an adult that it loses its flavor after 5 seconds and is no longer good. Like
we were at, I think it was Cracker Barrel, and I hadn't had one of those in like 20 years, and my wife picks us up. I'm like, okay, You put it in your mouth, you chew it, you're like, oh, it's gone. It's
Yep. Sure is.
It's still just as bad.
It just fires up and then it's gone real quick. All right. Well,
that's what she said.
Yeah, that's right. There you go. But don't.
It is like,
Hey,
I actually have a "That's what she said" button.
I'm sorry. Do it one more time, please.
Oh, I was just gonna say. Oh, wait, what?
Go ahead, Des.
Des.
Let's see. Now you made me lose my train of thought. Anyway,
My bad. I'm sorry. It's me. It's my button.
I do think it is an interesting connection to make, though, Craig, with like our obsession with childhood and things that bring about like connection to childhood and how crazy it's gotten, because we have just so many people who just have not grown up. So I think it's an interesting path to go down. I could talk about that for a while, but I know I got other things to get to. Oh,
gone?
Yes,
Is he okay?
And I think we could do an entire show.
Even out for a second.
I got to stop sharing my screen. I got to stop. We got to switch over to you, Blabs, because every time I switch and close tabs and stuff, it slows me down. So that's the issue here. But that's okay. We'll keep on keeping on here. But yeah, I do think that there's a larger discussion here that we could have. We could do like an entire special on. Like, and to be clear, I love nostalgia, right? I love looking back on my childhood and stuff, but at a certain point, you're like, okay, it's kind of time to shut that door and become an adult, I guess. But
we all love that, like that feeling of innocence, and like that I think accompanies childhood for a lot of us. I think that's kind of the feeling that we're craving, and like that's okay, like that's great. I think it's nice to have that feeling. It's just when people get like stuck in just not wanting to ever go out into the world and face challenges and grow and become an adult, that's where it becomes problematic, which I feel like is a real problem with the younger generation now, is that they're not taking chances and getting out. So I don't know, it's interesting. Although, like, I mean, that's not really marketing towards people like in their early, well, I don't know, maybe it is. They still, I don't know, do people still grow up drinking Capri Suns and they just want to like not transition out of that? Or is it marketing to people like us that just had them when we were kids and like, hey,
do they still sell them? Do they still sell regular Capri Suns? I haven't seen them in a long time, but it's not like I go shopping for, let me get some Capri Sun. No, it is still a big seller. I think we have some Capri Sun in our fridge or something. I think actually, I gotta
expire ever? I don't know. Does it?
I don't know. It says in 2023, it's the most popular juice brand in the world. It sells 6 billion pouches a year globally. 6 billion pouches of sugar water annually.
Do they still sell them in those long boxes where they're just throwing the pouches in? Okay.
Yep. So there you go. All right. Well, there's your Capri Sun talk. When you guys tuned in today, I didn't bet you guys didn't think we were going to get to Capri Sun talk. That's right. All right. Speaking of riveting, hey, look at this right off the bat. Black Cane came in with a 10. Says people in their 30s have always looked back at childhood things, but in the past, that was the age where you were showing it to your own kids, and enjoying it through them. Now people don't have kids. There's a lot of truth in that. Thanks, Black Cane. Yes, I agree with you. Jason came in, says grown-up version of Capri Sun equals regular version of Capri Sun. I don't think I was able to get the straw into the package until after 20.
It was tricky. It was tricky to do.
the struggles were real.
But see, they made us grow though, Craig. They made us grow.
We improved because of Capri Sun, said nobody. Binge then says, you geriatrics can crack a cold one with Blabs. There you go. That's right. Look at it. Grulgar says, Craig, your show wouldn't exist without this crowd. How about you get a real job, Craig? Stop talking about children's games. Okay. Thanks. And to be clear, I'm not like bagging on people. I'm just saying, like, at a certain point, like, people grow up. That's all. Maybe instead of Capri Sun, you drink water or something else instead of that.
What I call the adult Capri Sun, G Fuel.
Yeah, get yourself some energy drinks.
G Fuel,
way better for you.
So much better.
Vitamin water or something. It's probably costs the same amount as like what a vitamin water costs. I bet you. Anyway, continue.
I couldn't hear you, Des. I was doing research for a new job.
Don't worry about it. It wasn't anything of value. Go ahead.
No, I was just kidding. I totally heard you. I was just kidding around. Taken came in, says real football. Thank you very much for that. That's right. Jason says, so Americans' crime was noticing soccer is boring.
It is.
It's fun if you know what you're looking
boring.
It is. It is.
Last Toxic Male says, yo, I'm just a normal man who loves the mum of a man who's not normal. All right. I don't even think he is a man. His name is Mr. Okay, that's obviously an inside joke that Blabs is giggling at. Thank you.
He's referring to Mazza.
All right, sounds good. Absolutely Ready says, look up Corinthians 13:11. Thanks, Absolutely Ready. Normal Man says, I think there's a difference between playing NES games and eating nostalgic food. You can gain a better understanding of the game, mechanics, story, etc. Whereas drinking a Capri Sun is just empty feelings. Yeah, I don't know. I said it's just worth a conversation about. I'm not bagging anybody in our audience. I just think it's, it's just worth having a conversation about. And Lord Slosh says, it's a balance of joy and responsibility. That's right. Lean too far on one side and you're Matt Walsh. Lean too far to the other side and you're a TikToker. There you go, Lord Slosh. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. All right, let's move on. Blabs, I'll tell you, you start pulling up these stories. Let's go to the Stellar Blade here.
Ooh.
So Stellar Blade is coming out on PC soon, and quote, will perform even better than consoles. As Mark points out, the game would have made so much more money had to come out earlier this year. I don't disagree with you at all. But did Logan, did you get a chance to play any Stellar Blade?
Yeah, I played the demo when it came out, and I have the full game. I haven't beaten it just because there's a million games, but my backlog is just ridiculous. But it's a fantastic game.
It coming out on PC, was that something that you double dip on? Would you get the PC version if it performs and looks better?
No, I'm not one of those. Okay, your audience is probably going to slit my throat for this. I don't play on PC. I'm a console guy. I've grown up with Nintendo, Super Nintendo, PlayStation, Xbox, stuff like that. So no, I've never played on PC, so I won't pick it up on PC. And plus, I'm a physical collector. So if it came out on like PlayStation and Switch, then I would double dip. But yeah, not for PC. But that doesn't mean I wouldn't say if you don't have a PlayStation 5, pick it up on PC. Hands down, pick it up.
I'm just saying, but how fun would it be if we got Arch and Logan together to discuss console race? PC
Dude,
race?
Oh, I was. You guys know Alex. Oh no, it's Alex.
Yeah,
I've known him for God knows how long, and he would give me shit for years about being a console guy. So I'm used to it.
Can I arrange this, Craig? Like some type of side scroller special where it's just Arch and Logan like fighting it out.
Yes.
I'll do it.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Mission granted.
Can I be moderator?
Yeah. just literally give me a date and I'll set it up for real.
I want two people that are pro console, and then we'll add we can get Alex and Arch on, and they can.
Yeah.
Ooh.
That'd be great.
Me and Alex have gone, like I said. Oh, okay. That'll be fun. That would be real fun.
Can I actually do this? Like seriously, Craig, give me a date and I'll set this all up.
Yes.
Yes.
I'm telling you, yes. I'll give you a date. It'll be great. We'll figure it out. Look at Blabs, loving chaos.
Scheduling.
Well, there you go. It's coming out for Stellar Blade. Is coming out for PC for all you guys who really care. As pointed out, I think people would have bought it back in April or May if it came out a little sooner, closer to release date. I don't know, but there may have been some sort of maybe window for it to be exclusive to consoles at some point.
Sony financed it or something for that.
Yeah, well, that makes a ton of sense then. Yeah, that's great stuff. Nathan says the book version of Peter Pan touched on this concept of not growing up, where it viewed it as a tragedy, as you never get to form memories or live. Thanks, Nathan. Appreciate that. Good stuff. I've not read the actual book of Peter Pan, so I don't know. But Tom Mazza Cruz says Dino Nuggets and Capri Sun are not the way of a healthy life. Xenu demands we live our most healthy life to attain ascension to the next level. Thank you. Appreciate that, Tom Mazza Cruz.
That's wild, the avatar.
Good luck with your journey into ascension. What religion is he a part of, Tom Cruise?
Scientology?
Yeah, Scientology.
Yeah, that's crazy. Did you see the total side note? Did you see there's like a documentary with Layla Rahimi? Is that her name? No, Leela something. She was the girl. She was an actor, and she was big in Scientology. And then she got out of the cults, and she's like, "These people are insane." You know, like as you see with most people who leave cults. She talked about how much money it costs to like ascend up the level of worthiness in this religion.
Yeah, you mean the King's a Queen chick, as chat's saying. Yeah.
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah, well, didn't like Tom Cruise's like wife or whoever it was like ran? She ran away.
Yeah.
Katie, wasn't it Katie Holmes?
Katie Holmes. Katie
Yeah.
Holmes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What's she up to these days? Or did she already ascend?
Bunch of nothing.
Which one?
You know, that's another Katie Holmes. I want to know if she's ascended up to the next level of.
No, she left. She left the
Yeah,
relationship.
she ran,
She got
bro.
divorced, and that was like the big reason why she split.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Man, that would be an interesting conversation as the Scientology, bringing in somebody of Scientology. Now, we'd be certainly put on a blacklist or something somewhere along the lines. We'd be hunted down for having wrong think with Scientology. But man, that'd be. I would love to learn more about that religion. That's crazy. All right. Speaking of other religions, let's talk about PlayStation, because some people love them some PlayStation. As there have been some leaks of the PlayStation 5 Pro that are on the way. And it looks like something that was, I mean, just at first glance, that looks like something that you would have seen in Disney World in 1997. That's kind of meant to like look like the future, you know? I guess.
Yeah,
I don't know. Stand upright like that? Like that looks like it wouldn't be very stable because the bottom seems.
Oh, you're saying like top heavy?
Yeah.
I like top heavy.
Let's go, Logan.
Actually, that's just a regular PS5
Settle down,
with
buddy,
stripes
settle
on the
down.
side.
Yeah,
What?
I think this is what it normally looks like the PlayStation 5.
Yeah, that's just a. Where did this mock-up come from? Or this image?
This is from Wario, and he has 1.1 million followers.
Yeah, Wario
and
64. Yeah.
Yeah. So what they're saying is that it will be called the PlayStation 5 Pro. The sketch illustration of the console is based on the final design, which is this. It does not know if there's an addition with a disk drive, same DualSense controller, and expects announcement in the first half of September. So basically the next 2 weeks, guys. But I know Logan has lots of thoughts. Look at his face.
What? Okay. If you look at the PS5 Slim and then compare it to that, it's a step backwards. Sony doesn't. I'll give it to them. They don't take step backwards when it comes to design. Oh, well, the PS3 Super Slim, that was pretty pish. But I'll believe it when I see it. And where did this leaker come from? That's what I want to say. This image, did somebody just make it up in their bedroom or what?
What's interesting about this, I'm looking through this article here. It says, unfortunately, talking about the missing disk drive. It says, unfortunately, we are not sure at this point because indeed the visuals have come that we have comes from a PS5 Pro without a disc player. However, and even if we think that this will not be the case, we do not know the existence of an edition with a disc player. So the thought is that you're just buying a box that plays games and you have to download everything digitally.
Well, if you have the PlayStation 5 Slim, if you take off the side, no matter which edition you have a detachable disk drive. So it would make sense that they're just going to use the same disk drive and just say, hey, buy the disk drive separately, take it off, pop it on. It comes with a that universal plate cover. Maybe the one that works on the Slim will fit on there as well. That's the only thing I can say because you can walk into any store and buy that disk drive.
Well, Des, do you have a PlayStation 5 or what's the last?
She looks
PlayStation?
bored.
Yeah.
No. I'm not bored at all. Sorry. No. I have Switch and Xbox. I don't have PlayStation.
Right. It's interesting to see like by the way, what's the fascination? We've seen the term, like the big thing when you enhance your product now is either Plus or Pro version. In Disney Plus, Paramount Plus, PS5 Pro. Wasn't there an Xbox Pro or something at some point? Or I don't know. I feel like there's these terms are thrown around. These superlatives are thrown around that are meant to enhance the product.
And Ultra.
Right. Yes.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what we should call our website, Side Scrollers Ultra. So there you go. I like that. But there is a red version of this as well, Blabs, which kind of bucks the trend.
Ooh, I'm just seeing this. Okay.
Which thoughts on that? Any thoughts on a
cool.
red console?
That's just the slim with the faceplates. I'm actually, I want to order those. Those are actually really nice. They match my controller.
All right.
Plus, it makes sense. Red Bandana Gaming. It needs to be red.
That is true.
Gotta get it. Yep. You gotta have your rep. Everything in the back. That's good.
It does
there you
look
go.
actually pretty
All right.
sleek
A couple.
red, though, I'm not gonna lie.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, the trend now with consoles has always been, fit in with your living room, right? It's got to look sleek and everything's all white or black.
Everything's all modernized and empty.
Minimalistic, right?
Yeah, I hate that.
Yeah. So yeah, Benjamin says Xbox One X conveniently spelt Xbox. It's true. Good point. Never even noticed that. That's funny. Do Guy came in, says, just got here. Have you guys covered Bandai Namco going DEI in their Japanese headquarters? They are already censoring games soon to be released.
So is Capcom.
I've seen a little bit about this. I haven't done enough digging on this Do Guy, but I think we'll definitely learn more about this here in the next few days for sure. Thank you for that. Nathan came in and says, when I become a man, I put away childish things, including the fear of childishness and the desire to be very grown up. C.S. Lewis to the chat. Thank you very much, Nathan. Appreciate that. Norm came in and says, PS5 Pro, professional at what? Having no games? Right. I think that's the big rub on the PlayStation right now is like, what are the exclusives? Why do I want to buy these games? I don't really, or this console that doesn't have a whole lot of killer app, unless, you're buying Stellar Blade in Japan, which we talked about yesterday. They're raising the price on that. So, says, what bothers me is when things for kids are changed to make them for adults when adults enjoyed them how they were. Don't be embarrassed. Embrace it. Thank you. Appreciate that.
That was
Also,
a great
Alan,
name.
yes. Alan says, wasn't there a tournament where PC players versus console players battled in a first-person shooter game years ago? PC players won. PC supremacy.
It doesn't make them supreme. It just means you've got a keyboard and mouse. Who gives a crap? It doesn't make them better.
You move quicker. Quicker reaction time. Kim Jong Maza came in.
Oh my God.
Says, as supreme leader, I maintain a steady supply of dino nuggets. Also, Stellar Blade is my favorite game. Just don't tell those southern dogs.
You see these avatars? Oh my God.
Joey says, I want to see Logan debate Arch on console versus PC. I'm on Logan's side. By the way, I love your Power Rangers collection, Logan. Made the power protect you. How nice. Anti-woke Academy and Arts for Academy and Arts and Science says, time to grow up, grow out of Capri's son. Now, here's the games that were released on this day 20 years ago as a giant Harry Potter Funko sits in the background. That's right.
Hi.
Consumerism. Hey, listen, we've all established many times we're all giant fucking hypocrites, and as soon as you can like understand that, and you get off your moral superiority, your high horse, and you say, look, I'm a hypocrite, right? And Blab says, I'm a hypocrite, and we all say we're hypocrites. Then you got nothing because we all understand it. We all embrace it, right? So it is what it is. Bob,
collector. I'm just saying.
A professional collector.
I literally am since 2001.
Okay. Do you get paid?
By myself, yes. I reward myself with nice collectibles.
All right. Hey, Bob came in, says, I single-handedly saved Dustborn. I bought the last 2 copies within 100 miles of my house yesterday. You're all welcome.
Why? Oh, that's going to be one of those games that shoots up in price, but don't make me buy that piece of shit.
Bob.
You are racist.
Unreal. Danky Bong Bluntry says, anyone else remember the Nintendo 64 Funtatic series? Missing those multicolored consoles. Oh yeah, for sure. That was good stuff back in the day. How many of those consoles there were? There was red, green, yellow, blue, all the different colors. There's a purple Nintendo 64 back in the day. Good stuff.
The orange. I currently have the orange. So.
All right, let's move on. A quick hit here, as I have an insider in the retail world, and people are like, well, why don't you say you have somebody who works retail? No, it's not somebody who works retail. It's somebody at the management level, and they work for a big box retailer. And I put this tweet out actually earlier today, and I found this quite shocking. We've seen Ubisoft struggle immensely, right? And actually, if you scroll down the tweet below that, Blabs, go to that one first, please. So this has to do with Star Wars Outlaws, right? And I talked about this briefly yesterday. It says, I have an outsider who works for high traffic game stores in one of the most populated places in the United States. They have 27 stores in the area, and there have been 41 total pre-orders for Star Wars Outlaws. 41. And this is a Ubisoft game, which, this game releases tomorrow, and it has been a very mixed bag. I'd say it, I was watching Smash JT talk about this game, and I think he's right. This game is being labeled like the biggest, 6 out of 10 of all time. It's just kind of a game that's kind of come and gone, and it's going to be gone here in 2 weeks anyways, despite it having one of the largest advertising campaigns Ubisoft has ever done. But I was speaking to the insider this morning, and we were talking about another Ubisoft game, Assassin's Creed Shadows, which has been shrouded by controversy about historical accuracy and everything else associated with that game. Just taking and picking and choosing history they want to use for this game that they want to be historically accurate. And my thought along the way is that Ubisoft is in serious trouble, specifically coming off Skull and Bones, which was the first quadruple A game, and that game has been on sale already, and nobody's playing Skull and Bones. We have the release of Star Wars Outlaws, which is happening tomorrow, which does not have any hype behind it, and probably, as through the gameplay you've seen, has actually driven interest down. And going back to that tweet, Blabs, now we have Assassin's Creed Shadows, and this big box retailer has over 900 stores and has less than 800 pre-orders combined between the Xbox and PlayStation 5 company-wide. And this is a shocking number. When you see the lack of success that games like Concord has had, obviously Dustborn is like the laughable meme right now. But when you have a series of AAA games that have failed so much, including Assassin's Creed Shadows, which does not look like it's going to have much of an opportunity to succeed. And Blabs, you've actually argued the other thing. You think normies will go out and buy this game just because it says Assassin's Creed, yeah?
Yeah, I think that they're not going to pre-order it, but they're just going to buy it digitally when they can.
Logan, what are your thoughts on this? Do you think that Assassin's Creed Shadows has an opportunity to succeed, given everything that we're seeing, the information, the data?
You know what? I think both of you guys are right to an extent, because as of normies, I have friends that aren't in the gaming politics or gaming genre, drama sphere or whatnot, or paying attention to any of this. One of my best friends, he's like, yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I want to get it. I'm like, bro, wait, have you seen this? And he's like, oh, but it's set in Japan. And I'm like, let me talk to you. And I showed him this, and he's like, oh no, but I'm like, dude, let me show you a bit more. Let me give you the history. And he's like, okay, I'm not buying it now. So there are a lot of normies out there who just don't know any better, and they will buy it. Mm-hmm. I don't know if it's going to be as many because, the controversy is much more prevalent than a lot of other games. But I don't know. I think it's going to do much better than a lot of us are hoping for. It's not going to be a Concord or a Dustborn. I'll tell you that. But
right. I do agree.
Think it's going to do like super duper crazy numbers, but I think it will do fine. I think it'll make money.
Yeah.
Des, what are your thoughts? Have you been following this at all? The Assassin's Creed story, and what are your thoughts on it?
Yeah, no, I have been following it, and I think Logan is right on. I think that most people aren't connected in the ways that we are to all of this information, and they're just gonna say, "Hey, it's Assassin's Creed. I want to play it," and they'll get it and they'll play it. And then there's going to be a lot of the streamers that are going to like play it and push it just to virtue signal that they're open-minded and, you know, all their silly reasons why too. So, you know, I think that Logan's pretty dead on with his assessment.
Thank you.
I agree with everything you guys are saying, except for the data that has been presented to me with when you have 900 stores and less than one pre-order per store between the two consoles. That tells me there's not a whole lot of excitement around it.
Yeah, but the people that are probably pre-order are probably the ones that are connected to the news. So that seems like it would affect that group more than the people who just would download later, you know?
Yeah, I don't do normies normally pre-order things like in general.
No.
That's what I want to know.
No,
Exactly.
they don't.
They don't pre-order.
I worked
Not
at
very
retail
enough.
for a number of years. I can tell you normies don't. And there's been a big thing with Ubisoft games. If you ever do any holiday shopping, like Black Friday or whatnot, Ubisoft games go on sale every year. Never buy an Ubisoft game that comes out before November, because during that Black Friday or between there and Christmas, you'll get it for half price. And that's when we saw Assassin's Creed like Valhalla and other ones shoot up in sales because they get it for a discount. You guys are muted.
You're muted, Craig.
Oh, I'm just talking to myself. I guess we'll see Assassin's Creed coming out a little bit later, Star Wars coming out tomorrow. But yeah, I just look at it from a company perspective with Ubisoft. They don't have many more successive bombs in a row that they can handle. I mean, we're talking about, you know, Skull and Bones. This was a big game that it was like a fart in the wind. That just kind of came and went. And now we're here staring at Star Wars Outlaws, which could be the same situation from Assassin's Creed. But even if this game, let's just say they both break even, right? That still doesn't bode very well for Ubisoft long term, because there'll be definitely the reputation of mediocre is what Ubisoft has offered with these games, and the reputation will follow them around, which ultimately will lead to their next game not performing and not breaking even. So I would say Ubisoft right now is in a really interesting spot, specifically going into 2025. But I guess Assassin's Creed Shadows, and we'll see how it goes. That's the name of the game here. Matthew came in with a $20 Canadian super chat. Says, I'm probably one of the biggest Assassin's Creed fans you'll ever find. I bought every game since the first one, but this one is coming out. This one is coming out right now. I ain't buying. I bought Valhalla, but I ain't going to buy Shadows. Matthew, thanw you very much.
Yeah, Matthew, you're plugged in. That's what we're saying. You know.
He does. He does know. He watches side scrollers. Norm says, reject AAA Ubi slop. Embrace Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. There we go. Jam Call says, there comes a time to let go of the pouch and the juice box. Mature people drink grown-up beverages like Snapple. That's right. You know.
There are some good Snapples out there.
Metroid John says, I replaced Dustborn song with Threshold Scott I guess it's Scott Pilgrim, I would imagine. Thank you, Metroid John. Appreciate that. Lars came in, says, I agree with Logan, and it's what Ubisoft is betting on, and probably why so many genuinely bad AAA titles have still, quote, succeeded numbers wise.
Yep.
I can't say your name very well, but Narut came in and says, yes, but when Lewis said that, he was a World War I veteran and respected professor who had no need to show anyone that he wasn't an immature man-child. Thank you. That was in reference to a super chat earlier. Alan says, nice Potter collectible you got, Blabs. Solid on IG.
Thank you.
There you go. Ren Soul says, boycott SBI. Got therapy in a few. Take care. Hey, Ryan Soul, enjoy your therapy. Benjamin also says, Bloodborne's still stuck in the PlayStation ecosystem. Thank you, Benjamin. Appreciate that. All right, let's move on, my friends. We have a regular segment because we just can't stop talking about this crazy son of a gun. Friends, it's time for the Beast Files. All right. Yes, have you been following the MrBeast drama over the last 2 months?
I have. Your little intro is funny. Made me laugh. I haven't followed it as much in the last maybe like two 2 or 3 weeks. But yeah, when all that news broke, I was definitely following a lot of it.
Well, I think that is what they're counting on. And that's why MrBeast has said pretty much nothing along the way. He's had a lot of private conversations with folks who have been, interested in sharing their stories on this, including one Jake Weddle. Blabs, if you would pull up his YouTube channel for me, please. Jake Weddle came out, and this is a guy this is a former employee. Okay. Now, this guy has had several videos. As you can see, there's a stand-up comedian. Okay. Now, this is a guy who released, if you go to his videos there, Blabs, just scroll on over to his videos here. You see his most recent videos here. They are, 16, 15,000. But here's the thing. The videos about MrBeast is what kind of took off his channel, right? And you see that he has the real reason I left MrBeast, and he's talking about Jake the Viking and everything associated there. Prior to him talking about MrBeast and providing this 23-minute diatribe about his experience, he had a channel that was pretty much dead. He did not have a career on YouTube at all. He was a stand-up comedian. And this guy always kind of rubbed me as like, I don't know how I feel about this guy. He came out, and his story was that he was in a production, a MrBeast production that never saw the light of day. And the idea was that it was a 30 days in like solitary confinement or something along those lines. And his was more or less the pilot for a video they did later. But in doing so, he was going to make $10,000 a day to make it through 30 days of this, right? So it's like $300,000 or something. He lasted just over 10 days, but he said there was some issues, like there was a yogurt machine or an ice cream machine that when it was running was really loud, but when it wasn't, it smelled like, rotting milk, right? And there was all these flickering lights, and it really did a number on him mentally, right? So he releases this video, and people are like, MrBeast, right? And it was interesting to kind of see him kind of hop on board with all this. Now, with all that said, another video was released last night by this guy, Dogpack404. Okay, so there's several people in this story. Dogpack404 has released a series of videos that have amassed over 50 million views since he first released them. He released 2 primary videos, and then the third one last night. And the third one had some really interesting revelations in it, specifically going back to Jake Waddle. And this is this first clip that I wanted to show. This is about 25 seconds long. And if you scroll up, you can actually see this is from Drama Alert. They did a good job of consolidating this. As MrBeast allegedly apologized and offered Jake Waddle $190,000 after his exposing video. So go ahead and play this, Blabs, if you wouldn't mind. And when you get to MrBeast's text or DM, please pause it.
But the reason I'm publishing this is that hopefully it brings more information to light. Like after the Jake Weddle interview got posted, which was all mostly testimony, people came out corroborating a story, and then ultimately Jimmy ended up apologizing and offering.
Okay, so here it is right here. And I don't know how he got this, right? But he says, hey, I want to reach out and say, didn't mean to cause you the mental stress with that video, and I apologize. Clearly, it had an effect on you. You mentioned you'd like to be paid out the rest of the prize money, the other $190,000. And I'd love to make things right with you. I have zero expectations of you mentioning me sending you this money publicly or taking down any videos. This is me just wanting to make sure to help out and make sure you're good. I just need to know if you still use the same bank account or not. We'll send the money on Monday. I wish you the best. Okay, so in this DM, and once again, I don't know if this is real or not, but this really, for me personally, my things just didn't sit right with me with this Waddle guy. And this to me just feels like hush money in a situation like this. What are your thoughts on this?
Sorry, hold on. I just realized I have some alerts on my thing.
Sure.
I'm kind of confused, to be honest. I'm a little lost. So wait, what he was in the like? What was the I'm like lost.
So okay,
what is this?
yeah, and good questions, right? So he lasted like 11 days of the 30 days, so he got $110,000. And in the video that he released, that Waddle released, he said that he received all this emotional damage and physical issues, and he would like to be paid out the $190K. He'd like to be paid, get the rest of the prize money that he would have got if he would have made it throughout the entire video. So MrBeast is coming in saying, "Look, hey, what's that?"
Yeah, I got it now. I got it now.
Weddle, thank you, Spike. So, so he gets $190,000 from MrBeast, right? And this Weddle guy, like I said, he's never really sat right with me, just as his approach to all this. Blabs, would you actually pull up Weddle's channel one more time? Because I'm curious to see if he's said anything about MrBeast since then. Because I caught Jimmy in a secret meeting. I watched like the first 2 minutes of it, and it was an AI secret meeting that he falsely generated, right? And then I stopped watching. But apparently that's where he talked about the money that was given to him. But doesn't that just blow all your credibility out the water when you say you accepted $190,000 from the guy that you're critical of? Logan, what are your thoughts on this?
To be honest, I stopped following this a while ago, just because it was. But I have no clue who this guy is. But I agree. If you're going to start referencing an AI video, everyone's going to be like, "All right, this guy's full of shit," and then just move on, and then just his credibility is out the window.
Right. Thank you for the chin. I don't know if I'm doing a good enough job of describing this, but and that's clearly my fault. But I would like to go back and say, like, a lot of this, you got to remember, a lot of this started 2 months ago with Chris Tyson. That's where all of this started. And you know what we haven't heard about in the last month or so?
That dude,
Chris Tyson. Right. We haven't heard anything about this. And this is like, there's so many prongs to this story. But I do think that there has been damage done, not irreparable damage to MrBeast, but he will survive. He's too big not to survive. But I do think that there are layers to this, which really just make you look like who can afford to be like, "Hey, here's $190,000. I'll get it to you on Monday." Like, what a freak! Like, how much? Like, they just got that laying around.
Elon.
Yeah. Well, yeah. We need to get Elon in.
That would be epic.
It is weird. It's
Groovy
weird.
says, "I'd grab that bag, to be honest." Right.
So you think they're just like deflecting to? Is that what I mean, what do you think, Craig? What do you think is going on? Clearly, you think there's something more to all this.
I think Weddle got exactly what he wanted. I think Weddle did a sob story video, got $190,000, and got a shit ton of exposure while growing his YouTube channel and ultimately growing his stand-up career, which is what he wants to do.
But what does MrBeast gain from this?
Nothing at all.
He gained something.
Well,
I feel like he gained something.
I think he gains Weddle not talking about him. That's the idea. But,
so what does Weddle know that he's afraid is going to come out?
Well, I think that, and that's a good question. If you go back to that, Blabs, go back to the screenshot there of that text, because in that he says, like, "Look, I have zero expectations of you mentioning me sending you this money publicly or taking down any videos." He doesn't want him to mention that he's doing this, right? He definitely doesn't want. I mean, if I'm MrBeast, do you want people to know that you're handing out $200,000? Oh.
It just seems a little like,
it's like,
I mean, I love the idea of like trying to make, make things right with somebody. If you feel like they've been wronged and you're wanting to make it right, but like, it seems unnecessary. I mean, so he still won some money. Is that right in this whole thing? And he's just complaining that he couldn't do the whole thing, or
Yeah, so all in, I think after the $100,000 he got for being on it, he got the extra 190, so close to $300,000, and now his YouTube channel, which was nothing, now he has a career on YouTube with close to 200,000 subscribers on it, right? I think when we first looked at his channel, it had 40,000 subscribers, something like that. I mean, there's no way, based off his video views, that he had any opportunity to make that his career, right? So yeah, I mean, that's kind of where it's at. And to me, the whole thing smells super fishy. The Weddle guy, he smells fishy. MrBeast, like, I think these are all shitty people doing shitty things. That's what I think.
Oh, most definitely.
Facts, definitely.
Yeah. Speaking of shitty things, there's another layer to the story, but the long and short, all you need to know is that there's a previous CEO that they had who worked in the porn industry, and he was known around the company for like essaying young straight men, 18 years old, and he's a gay dude who just like would always put young men in very precarious situations, very Weinstein-y, and he was the COO of the company, and he has since been relieved. So yeah, man, it's like I said, it's shitty people doing shitty things. And I think that's the best way to describe MrBeast. So,
I mean, that's the best way to describe Hollywood in general, and that's what YouTube and all these streaming services, like that's what you get when you get to this high level. It's all so insidious. Like, ugh. I don't trust anybody at that level, personally.
Yeah. I think at a certain point, you really got to ask yourself, like, at what point did MrBeast make like compromise? You know, there's always compromise at some point. Where was the compromising? Someone came along, was like, you can do this and you'll get this. You know, there's always that dance with the devil.
Yeah, I was going to say, so when did he make the deal with the devil?
Right.
When did he sell his soul? Yeah.
Well,
there's a reason why that story exists and resonates with us, because you see it happen time and time again. I saw it just when I even started streaming 10 years ago. I started with some girls, very normal girls, and they are in a very different place now than they were now than they were when I started with them. You know, you see this transformation happen. And it's really hard to watch. I hate it. It makes me really sad, to be honest.
Yep. It is it's gross. It's gross, to say the least. All right, let's move on. Blabs, you wanted to share something? We have some new stills from the new Jurassic Park movie.
Yeah, so I don't know if you guys are aware of this, but there is a new Jurassic World movie coming out next year, actually, and it's already in production, and we now have a title and some stills. So here is the still. Here we go. This is actually starring Craig's less than just fine Scarlett Johansson. So there she is. And the title of the movie will be called Rebirth. And so they gave us like this little teeny tiny teaser here of all of 10 seconds. We're definitely not going to play that with the sounds, but yeah.
So, wait, so no Chris Pratt?
No.
Done.
I mean, I'll be honest. I didn't even see the third one. Was it called Dominion?
Okay.
Is that what it was?
Dominion.
Yeah, I bounced after the second one because it was just stupid.
I love the Jurassic Park series, the whole franchise, and I enjoyed it. It was a popcorn flick, nothing more.
Does no input?
You know, I haven't seen any of the new ones with Chris Pratt, but I actually really want to see them. I really like Chris Pratt a lot for just whatever reason. I never saw him.
The first one, like Jurassic World, had a really interesting spin on it where you could, you know, it was all rebuilt, like the entire park just goes to shit. I like that, but yeah, the second one and third one was shit, and I think it was honestly the kids in the first one and the 2015 one really like stood out to me. They were great kids, like great actors, so. Yeah, no, I did not ban Craig, guys. He's rebooting because he's a boomer and geriatric. But yeah.
Whoa.
Well, he is.
Would you all go to like if I ask my stream this a lot when I play the Jurassic Park music? Would you, if there was one, would you go to a Jurassic Park?
Knowing what we've seen with these movies, they're gonna have so many NDAs, and you cannot sue them if your child gets its leg bitten off by like a freaking dinosaur.
I'd go.
Oh, I'd go too.
Yeah.
You're like risking it for the biscuit.
Yep.
I didn't know about that.
Yeah, I don't
okay.
care. I'm like, let me see a T-Rex right there. I'm good.
All right. So there's that. Let me know, chat, if you guys are interested in this whatsoever. Jurassic World. But Des, you have some spicy news for us in regards to Bungie firing and his wife.
Well, I do know his wife. We started in the Destiny community around the same time. I will say that usually people start out pretty much almost as a friend. I like almost default to that when I meet somebody. So she started out as a friend. I not a huge fan of her character over the years. Just I felt like she was very dramatic and then would play the victim in many situations and drama within the Destiny community. And so anyway, she started out as a streamer. I guess she is still a streamer, but she ended up marrying what's his name? Chris Barrett,
Yeah,
right?
so we're talking about, in case you guys don't understand, the marathon director fired at Bungie over inappropriate conduct. So as per report from Jason Schreier, at least 8 female employees, filed a report that Chris Barrett was fired. And so this is the person Desiree is talking about, Chris Barrett's wife.
I'll be honest, like I haven't kept in touch with her. I think the last time we communicated was on Twitter, and I think I'd said something to defend Gina Carano, and I think she didn't like that. And then of course, when all my stuff happened, she unfollowed me at some point during all that. So I haven't spoken to her in many, many years, but I'm not a huge fan of her character, and I'm definitely not alone in that thinking. And I think there's a whole lot more to the story that might be revealed, is what I have heard. So I think that there's going to be more to come. Now, as far as he goes, honestly, I don't know what's happened at Bungie with these girls, but I feel like Bungie is so toxic. It's like if they hire all these toxic people, toxicity will ensue, And so, I would never work at Bungie at this point. I would be too afraid to work there because I feel like anybody would say something and make it into something. So I have no idea if the claims are true that these girls said. All I know is that, when I feel like people are attached to certain people, I just kind of wonder about their judgment in general. And I just feel like, and sadly, I think that's just what Bungie has become. I just think it's just a cesspool at this point. So,
well, there's anytime you get, this is why with side scrollers, I try, like, it's me and Blabs, right? I'm trying to keep this as lean as possible because I just don't like dealing with people. Like people bring baggage and people bring drama, right? And we have our guests, who are extensions of our little family here. But and we talked about this quite at length. Like we have people on the show, people are like, do you know that they did this? And I'm like, no. And honestly, I don't really care. I don't really care about people's personal lives. Like, why would I care about their personal lives? Because when I do care about their personal lives, all of a sudden, that's when you get thrust into all sorts of bullshit and drama. And I can't deal with that nonsense. I can't deal with it anymore at this point in my career. It's funny. Mogwai guy says, is that why you got rid of Adam? No, we didn't get rid of Adam. Don't even start that bullshit. Adam is welcome back anytime.
I just think there's a lot of irony involved in this because, again, I don't know what. To me, when I read the claims, like they weren't great about what he did, but it wasn't like he raped anyone. And that doesn't mean that there's not a lot of bad stuff you could. Wait, can I say that on YouTube? I don't. Sorry,
try rape instead.
You just did.
Okay.
Yeah.
But there's been similar situations where she's been more of the accuser and made huge mountains out of molehills in the past. So there's just what goes around comes around. That was what I tweeted about it yesterday. I do believe that. And I think you just need to be careful who you surround yourself with. And like I said, I just think Bungie and so many of these companies now, they've hired so many people who will be these dramatic types that will blow up any tiny little thing that I would be terrified to work there. I don't do anything crazy, but it's like, are you going to look at somebody the wrong way? And then they're going to, make up something. There's a lot of really mentally ill people out there right now.
Yup.
Ain't that the truth? Some running the government. Wait, what?
Yes. All right. Well, sorry you got to deal with all that nonsense, and that's always interesting to say the least. All right, let's go ahead and move on to our next little story. By the way, how was the Jurassic World stuff, Blabs?
Oh, I mean, there's not a whole lot. It's just a title reveal, and you get to see Scarlett Johansson, which I thought you would have appreciated a little bit since she's just fine for you. But yeah, coming out next year, 2025.
Okay.
No Chris Pratt, so interesting.
And now
okay. Well, let's move on. Let's go ahead and hit to this. We've been talking about Dustborn a lot, and this game is amazing. There is one person who has defeated the game, and we know her, and that's Savvy. Savvy has really taken it to the game itself. She has had so many clips along the way. One more that we're going to watch today. We have really exhausted about as much as we can do when it comes to Dustborn, because this game is amazing. And Dustborn hit a low that I don't think anybody could potentially even forecast along the way. Now we talk about like the Steam charts of the game, and right now, it's about what it has been. It currently has 33 players playing the game right now. And that is what it is. Peak of 83 8 days ago. Congratulations, Dustborn. And most of that has been it's been like streamers who have been playing the game. But when it comes to a new low, this is the big one that I wanted to talk about. The all-time high of viewers on Dustborn, as I said, is 83. What if I was to tell you there was a game called I can't even say this.
Oh, you're going with this one.
Sex with
a mustache man.
The bad guy.
With the bad guy.
Yeah.
There's a game called that. And the all-time peak of players dwarfs the amount of players for Dustborn. There's a game called Sex with Hitler. And the high peak was almost 2,000 players in this game.
I have a genuine question. Is
Yes.
this video game is it actually a fun video game to play? How's the game play?
I'm sorry, Blabs. I'm not one of the 1,998 who have tried.
Maybe you could have been. I don't know. Anyway, if you've actually tried this game, let me know if it's fun.
Well, you know what's amazing is that there is actually and this is actually really, really funny. If you're looking through the Steam database, how many versions of Sex with Hitler do you think there actually would be, Des?
Ooh.
How many versions? Like different languages?
No, just the game itself. Like, do you think that it warrants a sequel?
Oh
no!
Oh, really?
There's sequels?
5. I'm going with 5.
We'll come back
Doesn't
to,
he
come
eventually
back to him
die?
for more. I don't know.
Well, I'll tell you this. Some people say, as Nick Master, at least a trilogy. Well, you are wrong, friends, because there are, Logan pointed it out, there are 5.
Oh, there are 5.
Oh, Sex with Hitler. You can see
In
one.
3D.
There's a 3D version of it. There's one in World War II, and there's one in 2069.
What?
By the way, look at the blur. Look at the blur over here.
Oh my
Oh God!
Oh no, Chris!
Up, demonetized. You're done.
So
Why?
anyway,
I don't understand.
I like how that's in
Humanity.
your search history now. Congratulations.
Wow, I just guessed a number. Good God.
you did well.
How did they? How does that? How? On Steam?
These are Steam games, and this is all a thing that can.
So is Steam very much like X, where it just lets pretty much anything on?
Well, yeah, for the most part, there are a lot of sex-related games when it comes to Sex with Hitler and other games like that. So enjoy that for all it's worth, because it's out there. Yeah, for sure. Good for them. But let's bring it back
Sold
to
more copies than Dustborn.
right.
That should tell you something.
Yes, more people would rather have sex with Hitler than play Dustborn.
Bet it's the same audience too.
Right.
Might be.
All right, so bringing it back to Dustborn, though, I thought this was absolutely fascinating here. As I said, Savvy actually went in and beat the game. This was a cutscene that she got. This was amazing that she was able to go through. She said, when I thought I couldn't get top one, when I thought I couldn't top a 1% get, I've done the unthinkable in Dustborn. I'm the only player in the world who has achieved greatness. Truly, no one can match me. I am the ultimate gamer. Beardo, I am werewolf. Hear me cry. What is she speaking of? She got this panel here. 0% of the players made this panel. So she's the only person in the game's history that has actually seen this. And what's happening? I don't know, but she's the one. She's Neo when it comes to Dustborn. So
wait,
congratulations.
can you go back to that for a second?
Absolutely.
That bottom panel, who is that supposed to be in the background?
This right here?
That
Or
bottom
where?
left.
Oh my God, is that Kamala Harris?
Wow.
Wow. So they even support the commies in this one too.
Wow, that's amazing.
We did it, Joe.
She made it to a video game.
She did
Wow,
it.
they seriously.
Well, there's more here. Because Savvy put together I just think it's such a good read here. Savvy has such a great way with words. And I wanted to read this here. It says, Dear Red Palate Game, developer of it, I've completed your game Dustborn, and I've gotten both 1% and 0% panels at 2 different points, but I have a question for you. The ending of the game says words are not the weapon, but it was empathy all along. Could you please explain to my little pea brain how bullying Fred, which by the way, Fred is a woman, was a form of empathy when we came into her house, into her home? Did everything? Let me rephrase. So you bully Fred, go into their house, did everything she said we did, discovered our mother was growing opium, and then bailed after causing the cops to find the opium farm, which they just torched and then left. Could you please tell me how it was empathy to selfishly force Theo, another character in the game, who had nothing to deserve, who did nothing to deserve our mistreatment of him, to do something he didn't want to do? I tried to avoid this completely, but I could not. The game even made me learn how to bully in order to proceed. Could you please tell me how it was empathy to take out a lone man in a trailer park who just cared about his tomatoes, speaking about how the government was doing mass surveillance? How was that even disinformation? The idea that the government was doing mass surveillance. Says, I don't quite understand the story you're trying to tell. And I don't think you knew either. Supposedly the game took since 2017 to make. What did you spend all your time on? Learning how to rip off GTA 5 assets?
I saw that.
So, anyways, I asked Abby to come on and provide a review of the game, like her overall thoughts and a decompression of her experience with Dustborn. And she said she would love to, but she needed a day to kind of get over it. And Savvy's tough, but she said it was like mentally exhausting playing the game. And she said that she is legitimate, like she's upset, but she was legitimately mad. Like she's mad having to play that game. And it just pissed her off more. So that's kind of where we're at. Des, have you? Yeah, go ahead, Des.
Yeah, no, I have followed this, and I have a lot of thoughts on this as well. First of all, so the game claims that like the whole point of that is you're supposed to be empathizing with all these people. Empathy is being able to relate to someone's situation. So I would take that to mean like you would be able to give them kind of words of, so, you know, you have empathy is when you relate to someone's feelings on a subject. And then you have compassion when you want to then, act in a way to help better their situation. Right. So it's like, if the goal is empathizing, then you would think the dialogue would be something like, I'm so sorry you went through this, blah, 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 blah. That sort of thing. I understand how you feel, relating it to something that happened to you in your past, whatever. Like, I don't really I don't understand it. First of all, like, I don't get it. I don't really understand how that's empathy, just putting you through a bunch of scenarios with people, and then your actions are actually doing the opposite. They're not showing that you empathize. They're not showing or compassion. That's not what you do if somebody is relaying some tragedy to you. So it makes no sense.
And I agree, right? This goes back to they use empathy, your empathy, as a weapon against them, right? While they're saying we're so empathetic, right? There was actually a really interesting point of gameplay here, and I wanted to show this clip from Sav. She says, "I appreciate that this is the ultimate tell, and we can see this is how these type act on social media. This is what they're picturing in their head when they say goofy things and call names." So here's the situation right here, and we'll let this play. But pay attention to what's said in game here.
It's making me do this, by the way. It's making me.
Your own.
They're T-posing and committing suicide.
So they run off, and let me actually show that one more time. By the way, gameplay is outstanding. People just like running off, T-posing off the screen. But pay attention to the bottom here. And by the way, look at the options here. These are your attacks. The option to cancel. You have the option to bully, trigger, hoax, block, push, Discord. Like, this is your attacks in the game. So tell me again, the words aren't the weapon. Go ahead. It's empathy. Empathy was the. There we go. Let's pay attention to the bottom again one more time.
By the way, it's
You're
making
on
me.
your own.
They're T-posing and committing suicide.
Driven mad by disinformation. Trust me, it's a thing. We had social media in Pacifica.
So going back to what happened here is these people were infected and driven mad by disinformation.
Oh, good grief. That word.
So they're the left.
Well, that's the thing, is like, is this game a psyop? Like,
I almost thought that, because this is
it almost it really, it's like,
This is
how
a
can it
parody.
not? It has to be a parody, right? Like, is there a way to confirm that? Because it's actually really driving me crazy. Otherwise, it's pure evil. If it's not, like,
there
it's
is
one or the other.
Yes, there is a level of evilness to this for sure that you've seen. But the big talking point with Dustborn has been that this game was funded by tax dollars. Right?
Oh.
And this was funded by Norwegian tax dollars. The EU gave it a grant. And we were talking with Arch about this yesterday on the show, about how, he's from Norway, and he's like, you'd be surprised how easy it is to get a government grant for these projects. And he's like, you should look into it. I was like, I should go get a grant for side scrollers, small business grant. They're just handing out money, right? So I went to the US grant website and actually just searched video games. And I found this yesterday, and I can't believe the domino that this has created along the way. This was a post from that was on the government website. It says, I said, everyone is laughing at Norway and the EU for funding Dustborn, but a quick search shows the US also provided $275,000 of funding for a new counter disinformation game here. And if you look at the timing on this was in 2021 at the height of COVID and everything that's going on here. And the idea was that they wanted to counter disinformation along the way. Now, several outlets have actually done some real quality journalism, and they found actually the game that this spawned. Have you guys heard about this?
I'm not surprised at all. We know that the government funded social media influencers,
Yeah.
I'm not surprised at all. It's so disturbing.
Yeah. It is disturbing. It absolutely is disturbing. And this is a game that was released, a game called Cat Park. Cat Park is the name of the game. and they are a well, I just want to pull up the game itself, as I think it's important to showcase this game. This is a browser-based video game, and you can kind of see what's happening here. Obviously designed for mobile phones, and we'll kind of get into the itself. So it says, "Welcome to Cat Park. This game is best experienced with audio enabled." We'll turn it off for now. So the good news is that you've got a brand new apartment, and the bad news is that you are from out of town and you have no friends. Okay, so it's like a kind of a, it's meant to take you on a journey along the way. I have a brief rundown here from Moby Games here. This is released in October 2022. So they got the $275,000. It was done through Tilt Studios, and it was meant to be on the browser and iPhone along the way. But this game is meant to counter misinformation and disinformation. The reason it's called Cat Park is that you have this cat park, and they're putting various things around. I was watching a video from John Trent from That Park Place, and he gave a really good summary of it. You have this cat park, and the government is misappropriating funds, and you don't like it. And the message is that the idea is that you read things online, and it's seen as misinformation against the government. And so, so that's the whole idea, is that this is meant to educate you to recognize misinformation against government messaging. That's the whole premise of the game itself. As you raise your eyebrow there, Logan.
That sounds a little 1940s Germany-ish.
To say the least.
Yeah, or any like totalitarian government. Like, I mean, even when I'm not exactly sure what happened with the tomatoes in the Dustborn game, but it reminded me of my great uncle who in Cuba was thrown into jail because he gave some bananas to a neighbor.
What?
Because those bananas that grew in his yard didn't belong to him; they belonged to the government. And I grew up asking my mom all the time, like, how did all this happen? Cuba was not a third world country, and it just happened. It almost happened overnight. People would turn on each other, and there's all this propaganda. And so I do have like a huge reaction to this kind of stuff because my family's been through it. It's happened time and time again in our history, and I'm getting so tired of like trying to sound the warning bell and shake so many people who are just living in denial that like this is the path that we're on. And yeah, it's really frustrating, but I'm not gonna stop because it's too important.
Good.
Well, I have some more information about Cat Park. And once again, this is the money that was spent. The $275,000 was to developing this game. And this is from the Tilt Studio website. So this is them speaking about their own game. It says, in Cat Park, your city is building a park just for cats. Your goal is, of course, to stop that from happening, because who would want a park just for cats? Using disinformation tactics like emotional language and polarization, you turn the public against the park. So there you go. I was a little messed up on the original story of it. Sorry, that was misinformation. Hopefully the government doesn't come knocking on my door.
But isn't that something that cat ladies want?
We need more cat parks. So the background, Cat Park is based on active inoculation theory pioneered by the University of Cambridge Social Decision-Making Lab. Much as vaccinations work by exposing subjects to an inoculation strain of a virus in order to trigger an immune response, empirical studies indicate the controlled experience of disinformation through a game can build cognitive dissonance to disinformation in the real world. This concept is also known as pre-bunking, rather than simply waiting for lies to spread and then debunking them with a fact check. The goal of Cat Park is to proactively educate about common disinformation techniques so that players are better prepared to spot fake news no matter what form it takes.
In other words, brainwashing. That's what what they're saying. That's a fancy way to say they're brainwashing. Go ahead.
Yes.
Sorry.
No, you are correct. 1,000%.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
It's propaganda.
It's so sad because it's aimed towards young people who don't know, children or young, mostly young people. And it's so insidious.
That's gonna hit young ladies, especially because cats, that's what it's directed to, and that is just horrible, especially at such a young age.
So here's the gameplay. Over the course of the game, the player will travel throughout the city and meet an eclectic cast of characters united in the aim of bringing down the cat park. The players will go through different mini games that expose the player to various ways disinformation can be created and spread on social media. After the player unleashes their disinformation, they also learn about counter disinformation techniques and the benefits and limitations of different approaches. The game is designed to be completed in roughly 15 to 20 minutes. So 15 to 20 minutes to brainwash your kids, y'all. This is the U.S. government doing this now. Straight up propaganda.
Shocker, said no one ever.
Yeah. Oh, while these games are available to any interested players, they are recommended for use in classroom settings.
Say what?
Framed by basic context on information literacy, a sample lesson plan is available.
You know, like the thing about this whole freedom of speech, disinformation stuff, it's what's really evil about it is we need to a place to be able to discuss. That is how our brains learn. Like you literally have to have a place of discourse to be able to gain knowledge, you know? And so when people, and I really reacted to a tweet earlier today from a journalist who used the word misinformation. I think it was either misinformation or disinformation, because that's like become a trigger word for me now. I feel like as soon as I hear that word, I like know two things. Either one, you are extremely misinformed because so much of this disinformation or misinformation has been proven to be correct, you know, over the last couple of years. So you're just really uninformed, or you are informed, you know what you're saying is a lie, and you are actively pushing people to, you know, you're calling truth a lie, which I think is pretty much like the worst thing you can do, like as a human being, because people need to be able to seek truth. They need to be able to expand their knowledge. They need to be able to talk about this with other people. Even if something isn't right, you should be able to discuss it. Having like this whole like, oh no, don't even discuss it, it's disinformation, don't even have a discourse about it, is so dangerous. And like it's dangerous for society, but it's also just dangerous for our brains. We're teaching children to not think critically.
Well,
let the government think for you. Yeah, that'll go well.
The government hates the truth, because if you know the truth, you're not going to believe the government. You're not going to fall in line and just do what these people tell you to do.
So there's more layers to this. Do you want to keep going?
No.
Because these are very basic Google searches that I'm doing right now. This is not a whole lot of heavy lifting when it comes to these games. But this game Cat Park was designed, and I got this information from the website, the Tilt Studio website. Okay, on the bottom of it, it talks about the game itself and the person that did the illustrations for it. Okay, and it says this game was developed in collaboration with the U.S. Department of State's Global Engagement Center and the University of Cambridge. Gusmanson designed and developed the game. And the illustrations were done by Felicity Kiesling. Okay. So who is Felicity Kiesling? Well, quick search about this. This is Felicity Kiesling here, a 2D illustrator and painting, right? But if you look a little bit deeper on a search on DuckDuckGo or Google or whatever, you would find that she is linked to Games for Change. Are you familiar with Games for Change at all? Anyone ever heard of this before? You are.
I've heard of them, yeah.
Okay. So founded in 2004, Games for Change is a 501c3 nonprofit that empowers game creators and social innovators to drive real-world impact through games and immersive media. We convene industry experts through our annual Games for Change festival, inspire youth to explore civic issues and STEAM skills through our student challenge, and showcase leading impact-focused games and immersive experiences through live arcades to the public. And if you go to their website, what is one of the videos they have? If you go to their YouTube channel, you would find a video about Cat Park, a noir adventure to inoculate players against disinformation. Oddly enough, ironically, I guess, comments are turned off, right? As you would expect here. So this Games for Change is more or less an extension of the government. So,
well, I mean, if you have kids in school, you know that this is what the government is pushing. I mean, I deal with this all the time when my kids come home and they tell me what's taught in their classes. So, I mean, it's not like it's something big secret, but I mean, obviously it relates to this corner of the internet. I mean, focusing on games, but it's just, you know, like these people need to be called out for what they are, which is evil. I know that's like pretty hardcore, but it's the truth. It's evil.
You're right.
You know, it's not going to get it. People need to feel like this is absolutely unacceptable, or it's just going to keep going and going. And they're going to be doing it under the guise that they're empathetic. And it's just, it's evil. And it's going to destroy our country. And it's already destroying our country and destroying the world. So what are you going to do about it, guys? Stand up.
Well, let's go even deeper here, shall we?
Oh, there's more.
Oh, geez.
Because
I don't know if I can take more.
This only takes a quick Google search because we're not done, folks. Hey, gather around, spread the word, and spread the video and live stream because we're going deep. Because if you go to Felicity Kiesling's LinkedIn, you would see that she was very excited about Cat Park winning the best civics game at this year's Games for Change. Okay, this is in 2023, so a year ago. But she's more or less quoting Jillian Nyland. So who is Jillian Nyland? Let me tell you. Jillian Nyland is an award-winning educational games producer. I've worked on games for the UN, the WHO, NATO, and the U.S. State Department. These games are for a global audience that have been translated to 24 languages. And she's an online influence expert. I have academic publications in Nature and World Medicine and Health Policy and more. I currently work with the Disarm Foundation on tactics and techniques in online influence. So this person literally is a government shill designed to, quote unquote, combat disinformation. That is their entire career. So there we are. That's
master
what we're
of
doing.
BS.
Yes, a master of BS. 1000%. An online influence expert here. You think you're going to stop when you got out your shovel and you're digging, but you keep on digging and you keep on finding this along the way. It's alarming, to say the least. How much goes into to all this? It's scary. Yeah. Des, do you have any just overall thoughts? I mean, that's why we're talking about Dustborn, but this is so much deeper than Dustborn, you know? And I'd be curious to see what other games this Jillian Nyland has worked on along the way. But Des, do you have any closing thoughts on this?
I mean, I'm just sitting here thinking like, this is why this is all so important, you know? And I do get really, listen, I understand why so many people are quiet. I get it, like that it's scary. They worry about losing their jobs, etc. But we're just too far gone now. Like, are you going to stand up and call out this crap in your life, or are you, or not? Because we really just need people to just shut this stuff down. I'm really at a point where I'm just like fed up with it. I really, really am. And we were just at a crucial point. And I feel like it has gotten better. I feel like people are starting to call stuff out. And I think that we just need to, I mean, look, I'm not like advocating for violence or anything, but we need to not mince our words, you know? And if something is evil and somebody's is pushing evil stuff, it needs to be called that. And people need to feel pressured to shut this stuff down. So I don't know. I mean, I don't know if that's reaching anybody that's watching, but I know I've talked to a lot of people who really are afraid to make their voices heard. And the only way that any of this stops is if people make their voices heard. So, you know.
Logan, you got anything on this?
I agree. But one thing I will say is, from my personal experience, I've been around a lot of people that said, oh, maybe you shouldn't address any of this. Maybe it's too spicy. You don't want to lose these friends or lose these followers and stuff like that. I'm like, nah, I'm done. I'm exactly like that. I'm done. I can't sit around and watch these evil people take over this, as I call it, once great country, because right now we're in a pretty poor place. And yes, it's evil. And as a Christian man, I just can't sit by and let, Satan alone just take over this country when we were just on such a good path. Remember the 80s and the 90s? There's a reason we go back to that nostalgia, because it was a better time. And I think that so many of us are now just standing up because we don't want this country or this world in general just to go down that dark path. And we want to fight and bring back what's good and what's right.
And so many of us have children. We're invested in the future of this country. We're invested, and that's the problem. Is a lot of people aren't having kids. They don't. Not that you have to have kids to be invested, but it's going to like boost you up by a huge degree if you do. But like that's the problem too. Is a lot of so many people are just nihilistic. They don't care. They just don't care. Well, I care, and I know there's a lot of people who do care. So I do believe there's more of us than there are of them.
Agreed.
But it doesn't. But if you're going to stay silent, then you're not doing anybody any favors. So,
Well, it's alarming to say the least. And I am so like you. I'm over this. Sable says, go to the Disarm Foundation website, real Orwellian stuff, and they're trying to convince us one world government is a conspiracy theory. Well, we can do that real quick. Once again, why are we doing this? Like, why are we doing this? This has to do with video games. All of this trickles into the entertainment that you guys are consuming and that your kids are consuming on a day-to-day basis. This is important stuff to talk about that's been happening under your nose for the better part of how many years? We don't even know. We don't even know. But yeah, the Disarm website is up. It's there, ready to go. And I'm sure that we can really dig in here. Our vision is to all who counter the Our vision is that all who counter the existential problem of disinformation and work to reduce its impact and risk are empowered to coordinate their efforts through the sharing of a single open source collaborative framework. Okay. Disinformation and information harms. It's disinformation.
The thing is, disinformation means nothing. Yes. It's a word that has no definition. It's just, hey, it's information we don't want you to know. That's all it is. It's, hey, here's the truth. Oh, no, that's disinformation. No, it literally just happened. Doesn't matter. Disinformation, don't listen to it. That means nothing. It's just them not wanting you to open your eyes.
Exactly. Only believe their truth.
Yeah, their truth.
Right.
Dev came in, says Games for Change was part of Gamergate back in the day. The founder spent 4 months in prison for tax fraud. Vote with your wallet. Don't play games they work on. Interesting. Thanks, Dev. Appreciate that. Taker says it's ironic that Dustborn is government funded, isn't it? Not ironic at all after looking at the gameplay of it. Copper Owl says, I'm not paying taxes again. I'm going off the grid. Good for you. Go for it. Jam Call came in and says, I really hope this is a Machiavellian style satire by a group of whistleblowers akin to how some interpretations of the scholars work the prince. Thanks. Appreciate that. Black came back, says, I'm anti-war in general on principle, but after Dustborn, it's finally time to Norway. Arch, you've been warned. Beardo, thank you, Black Cane. Appreciate that. Guess we're going to bomb Norway. Jacob says, Sav deserves war pay for playing that game. Norm says, it's funny how the people who will destroy your life for blinking the wrong way are trying to teach us about empathy.
Shocker.
Right. Shane O'Mac came in and says, best podcast on the interwebs, hands down. Let's go. Thanks, Shane. Appreciate you, my man. That's awesome. Patrick Greg says, Dustborn is the absolute last thing I would go to learn about empathy. Those weirdos don't even know what actual empathy is. Yes. Hey, and Labs, heads up. Oh, from Torgo says, Squirrel with a Gun releases on Steam today.
It's coming out physically on PlayStation.
Let's go.
I don't have a PlayStation.
I'm going to buy it.
It looks like a lot of fun. But before we change topics on Dustborn, we do have to talk about how one of our viewers is probably the only person who bought the physical copy and deluxe copy of Dustborn.
I saw that yesterday.
What are we doing? What are
you
we doing? We did that, Blabs.
Yeah. I take full responsibility, but
where?
At the same time, it's kind of funny. Like, yeah, where did you find this? Because I saw it's available on Amazon. By the way, if you are interested, it's $10 more on Dustborn Deluxe. But yeah.
I gotta be honest. I am upset about that. What's it? Go ahead, Bubs.
I have some really great news I feel like we all need to hear right now because this has been very depressing. Adam Quigley had a baby boy. Yay!
Let's go! Baby boy!
That's nice. Little baby boy has been born. Yay!
Let's go.
Congrats.
Oh, that's great.
We need
news,
we need a little cheering up because that was depressing.
Yeah, that was.
Yeah, it
But
was.
that's what it's all for, though, right? The new generation, people to come. That's why you fight.
That's right. That is exactly why you fight. Man, that was like, the thing is, if that was an onion, like we barely got to the top layer of that too, because you know
Right.
it goes so much deeper than that. And I wish I could tell you that maybe I'll hire Savvy to do a deep dive into that, because I think that's just a gross.
Oh, that would be so. I would be very interested in a deep dive of that. And by the way, whoever did buy that game, in a way, it is good to have that, because what you do want to have is like from the past is evidence to show of just how all this propaganda can exist and work. So maybe one day that'll be in a museum of to the crazies of the crazy stuff that happened in the 2020s. A cautionary tale. So
To be honest, I don't think I'd be too surprised if they actually took that game down off of digital storefronts in a certain amount of time. I would not be surprised. And then something like that is, hey, you can't erase the past. You can't erase history. You can try what you want.
Right.
I agree. Thanks, Hank. Appreciate you. And you are correct. Hey, I want to point this out really fast. Valkyria Winter came in with a $50 Rumble rant. It says PC Master Race all the way. We can have them adult mods. So eat it, console. Plus, we need more jiggling in our lives. Ooh, all skull. And love to you all. Jiggling boobs. Thank you very much, Valkyria. And Mongoose says Blabs has not seen a dick. Side scrollers 8, 9, 24. There you go. Thanks for documenting that. Also, not to be outdone, Ian came in with a $50 Rumble rant. Look at that, Ian. Says Assassin's Creed was too stealthy for pre-orders. Let's go, Ian. Thank you very much. That is spectacular and greatly appreciated. We love all our Rumble rants, all our direct donations. And we also love when you guys head over to sidescrollerspodcast.com and become a supporter over there. That is the best place to support. Once again, use promo code TRIAL to get a free month of support over there. We appreciate that. And you can watch some of the exclusive stuff we're doing every Wednesday for you guys. Thank you so much. All right. Let us continue here. This was deep today, but we always like to finish with a palate cleanser just to kind of refresh everybody. And I grew up in the 80s and 90s. I use the word rad a lot.
Oh, I like this one.
Yeah. I found this video the other day, and I thought it would be really great to bring up. This is forgotten slang from 1991. Des, I don't want to date you, but I would imagine that you knew some sweet 90s slang.
I think you and I are about the same age.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I knew
What
some.
was your favorite 90s slang? Chat, question for you too.
I think 90s. I mean, I didn't really say it a lot, but there's like the talk to the wall thing. Remember that?
Talk to the hand?
I'm like, yeah, or talk to hand, or they would say sometimes talk to the wall, or like, do you remember Pshaw? Was that big where you were too? That was a thing for a while. There was like, that was a little bit later. It was so dumb.
What about frontin'? Did you guys ever know that one? You frontin'?
You frontin'?
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what. This is a minute-long video, and there's probably 6 or 7 words in here. I'm gonna tell you this right now. I may have used only one of them. So these are.
I've used at least 4.
Did you see this video?
Yeah.
Okay. These are deep cuts. So let's see. Now, Des, I would love for you to count the number of words on your using your digits.
Okay.
How many of these you actually used? Okay. And Blabs, I also would like to ask you how many of these words count with your digits. Okay. We'll all do it on screen together. We actually used. Okay. And let's be real. Chat, you too. Count with your digits here. Here we go.
Here are some other phrases you'll want to know if you want to be sure to sound hip in the 90s.
Which I love everything about this.
I love his sweater.
I know.
I was just going to say that. I was like, that sweater, though.
I have one of those. It's in green, though.
Oh, my God.
Do you still wear it?
Yeah.
Nice.
He does have awesome early 90s mullet. Awesome
Yeah.
early 90s sweater.
Mhm.
It's like, that's great. All right. So let's find out what words to sound cool in the 90s.
Yo, a greeting.
Yo, Curb, what's up?
Clutch the pearls, said in amazement or disbelief.
I mean, I say that now, not then.
Clutch the pearls.
The overacting
See,
is great.
I've never heard of this before. I was
I've
like,
never heard that. That's always like in passing, explaining what someone's doing. Like, oh, don't clutch your pearls. Or
Right.
whatever, you know, on
That
the
to
internet.
me, I didn't hear that till later though. I didn't
Yeah.
hear that in the 90s
Well,
I
the
won't count
or
that one.
80s.
1991 was definitely a trendsetter for 2024. Yes, clutching pearls is something that the kids say today. But watch how like all these, it's tremendous overacting, which I think is the best thing about this. The tremendous over the top, the fact that she actually grabs her pearls and clutches them physically. So let's continue.
Clutch the pearls, said in amazement or disbelief.
Well, you know he's married. Clutch the pearls.
One other just fun little thing before we move on to the next one. Pay attention to her literally looking. They're both looking at the director up here.
They're like 3, 2, 1. Okay, say it.
It's like Wayne's World.
Mhm.
Let's go. All right. All right. So clutch the pearls.
Bucked. In the 80s, it was just wasted.
I don't know how many I had, but boy, did I get bucked. I sure felt it the next morning. That was really the worst thing I'd ever done. I hope.
Anybody ever
I
use-
didn't use it in that context, but yeah.
No, that sounds like you just get like bucked off a horse, you know? Not like you're drunk.
got bucked? Yeah, this guy. He apparently bucked just means wasted or drunk.
The next morning, that was really the worst thing I'd ever done.
I hope you didn't drive home.
No way.
MacGyver.
Oh, a little bit of a social messaging there as well. Oh, you used MacGyvered?
MacGyvered.
Yeah. Like,
All
I'm
right.
gonna MacGyver that shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
here we
know
go.
that one, but I never used it.
I've seen both versions, the old and the new. with MacGyver.
I think I may have used like he MacGyvered that at some time.
Yeah.
But let's
Yeah,
see.
let's use that quite a bit.
Okay.
MacGyver, as in the TV show where the impossible is often accomplished.
I can't believe you got off that speeding ticket. What a MacGyver.
See, but I don't think he used it that way. What a
Yeah.
He uses
MacGyver.
it differently. I think
Yeah,
he means like
yeah.
creative or like he always comes out winning, I guess. I don't know.
See, I think I heard it more in the context of like a verb of how
Right.
you do something. Yeah, like
Yeah.
you
Like you
made,
MacGyvered that. Yeah.
Mhm.
yeah,
Mhm.
like a clever solution or something.
hmm
Well, I didn't say what a MacGyver. What a MacGyver.
MacGyver.
What a MacGyver. There we go. All right, here we go. Let's continue.
Norville, to secretly undermine.
What? I can't believe she stole your job. You've really been Norville.
What? I don't know that at all.
I'd never heard that one until this video.
Oh.
I love that they got the lady with the thickest Asian accent possible to be in the video, which is great.
Black & Decker, or a real tough assignment. You get the analogy, right?
This job is a real grind. It's just a Black & Decker.
What?
That's not the way we use that term.
What a long term. Black and Decker. No, what is that?
I don't
How do you?
understand the reference to that?
Well, Black
like
and
that's-
Decker is, it's
The
a
appliance.
Tool brand. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
brand. Yeah. Logan, how do you use that?
Nope.
Okay, sounds
Nope.
good.
Nope. That off-camera thing would get you banned.
All right. Let's see what else we got.
Some phrases may be around forever.
Well, look, I gotta run. Peace.
Bye, Tom.
Definitely.
There you go.
Yeah.
Peace. Hey,
Yeah.
hey. Peace out. That's right.
Okay. Wow.
Oh man,
It's funny
that's
how
awesome.
like how slang gets developed so much faster now because of the
Mhm.
internet. It's like wild how quickly some kind of new lingo will take off because it was so
Yeah.
slow for us, you know.
Oh, it's yeah. Well, it started with the schoolyard. There's things that my kids say that I'm like, what do you like? What? I can't think of them right now because I'm old as shit. But they definitely have a new lingo. Like, and they saying the word "yo," that's like ancient or rad, bodacious. Pretty much anything that was said in the original Ninja Turtles movie.
Yes.
Cowabunga?
Yeah.
I used that until like maybe 15 years ago.
Hey, you got to
I'm not gonna
Capri
lie.
Sun that and get that out of your life. It's not acceptable in adult
I
society.
did 15 years ago.
Skibbity, skibbity, skip. What is it? Like skip? It's not skibbity hip hop. It's
It's
something.
toilet, I think,
What is-
right?
Oh yeah, skibbity toilet. Yeah.
I
that's
just
it.
heard
Yeah.
about that for the first time the other
Yeah.
day, and I'm like, what? and then my hair went gray all of a sudden. So
I don't even know what you're talking about right now. All right, sounds good.
The
All right.
Alpha thing.
That youth today. Delta came in and says, these youths says, "Oh, Craig, you guys were talking console mascots a week ago. Croc from the PlayStation 1 is returning on all platforms. Never has a game hit me with nostalgia bait like that infuriating platformer." Thanks, Delta. Yeah, we mentioned that briefly yesterday, for sure. John came in and says, "My coworker buys Capri Sun and would buy a pack and they just put them all in a tall glass." Your coworker has a problem, John. Just want to be very.
What do they mix with the Capri Sun?
See, that as an adult, I have seen.
Yeah, so have I.
Yeah.
Vodka, if I'm not mistaken. Vodka and Capri Sun.
Yeah. Delta came in and says, "Remember when PETA used to commission Newgrounds developers to make flash propaganda? The Nintendo Flash games that the creator did as a joke and made PETA look insane? I miss those days." I do remember that, Delta. Thank you. And 90 Dragoons came in with a $15 direct donation. Says, "Kids are smart, but everyone starts stupid. If you don't know what your kids are involved in, understand that evil stalks them from every angle that can reach them. You can protect them, though. All it takes is talking through things." Congrats to Adam. Thank you so much, 90 Dragoons. Greatly appreciate that. And yes, congrats to Adam. That is spectacular. Baby boy. All right. We got some super chats here, which are spectacular and much appreciated. As I once again will quickly remind you to head over to sidescrollerspodcast.com, use promo code TRIAL, and get a free month of support over there while checking out some of the exclusives that we're doing every Wednesday over on the channel, over on our domain over there. We only have we got a nice little selection of super chats today, so let's go run through them real quick, Blabs.
Okie dokies. Over on local, Spoon Ninja for $1 says, "Did someone say my name?" It's Conan. No. Spoon Ninja also says, "Like with video games, never go to Jurassic Park on day one. Wait until they figure out the bugs." I get it. And then he also said, "Yeah, there's a game called Poop in My Soup on Steam." Well, that's interesting. I might have to check that out. All right, Lars says, "Kind of smells, if you ask me. Emotional and mental damage, but still receive life-changing 110K most people will never see in their life."
I agree. I totally agree with you on that MrBeast stuff.
It's all Duggan Game says, "IRS likely fascinated at the possibility MrBeast is transferring money for services rendered. New Beast video. I got audited and owe $200 million. Noodles says, "Console versus PC roundtable. Let's go." Yeah, I'm actually very excited for this. Norm says, "Did you know that in feudal Japan, actors and entertainers were considered as being on the level of prostitutes? Why I bring this up, you ask? No reason." Thanks, Norm. Lord Slosh says, "Gareth Edwards, who did Godzilla 14 and Rogue One, is directing Jurassic World Rebirth, which is the new one. That alone gets me excited for this new movie."
Okay.
Oh, and ScarJo. Yeah, we'll see. Maybe it'll be better. Shane says, "I saw Savvy's person of color instantly unalive when they fell into the water. This self-righteous game went very stereotypical, if you know what I mean."
Seriously?
Wow. Sean says, "I leave for 2 minutes to get food."
Thanks, Sean.
Lars says, "Someone gift them all to Craig."
Gift what?
I'm assuming the Deluxe.
No.
Dan says, "I'm done with Jurassic World. After seeing the third movie, it was nice to see the original cast. But yeah, the story isn't great. I like the first movie. Yeah, I like 2015. Lord Slush says, "Dustborn has less players. I did not see that coming."
That's funny.
Shanomac, "I watched Savvy play it live, and it was the most confusing, cringiest thing I have ever seen." Benjathan says, "Empathy TM is a great tool for narcissists." Thank you. Absolutely. Rudy says, "Sav watches hentai and Dustborn traumatizer." Yeah, that's hilarious.
I think that's the biggest takeaway is the shit that Savvy's seen, and Dustborn was the one that sent her over the edge.
Yeah, for real. All right. Grulgar says, "Also government-sponsored streamers looking at you, Dev. How is that Brianna Moo money?" Thank you. Sir Cool says, "Got here late. Has it been pointing out that the final boss of Dustborn is a literal white child who says objective truth exists and is evil for it?" Damn.
No.
And
wow.
Black Jane says, "Craig doesn't have that skibbity riz. He's Ohio."
Wait, you're a state? I'm confused.
I'm
Listen,
so confused.
I know Riz. I know
What
Riz.
is that?
I have that frizz and that
Riz
riz.
is like that like
Swag.
suave. Yeah, that swag.
Yeah.
Suave or swag.
Why,
Yeah, I have
why don't they
double
just
riz.
say that?
Because they need new words, just like we did in the 90s.
Yeah, but we were cool.
Okay. Yeah, but we were cool, man.
Okay, boomer. Okay.
Yeah.
You guys all agree, you know it.
Right. Yeah, we were so awesome back in our day.
Yeah,
So
we were.
cool. Yeah.
Yeah,
Power
Riz
Rangers
is short
unite.
for charisma. That actually is that is a cool one. I don't mind Riz too much.
Riz. Alrighty. Hey, check it out. Super Joe came in. It says donation for Craig's reading glasses fund. I am gonna get my eyes checked out.
You said that like 6 months ago.
And I did, but I need to go get them again. All right. Guys, this has been super fun. Appreciate your support over on Rumble, obviously over here on YouTube, over on sidescrollerspodcast.com. And we appreciate Des and Logan joining us today. It's been phenomenally fun. The ups and downs of Side Scrollers on a day-to-day basis. Like I said, we're on the roller coaster of fun. Every once in a while we get a little dip and we bring it back up with some 90s slang. So with that said, Des, please tell everybody where they can find you.
I'm on Kick, Lady Desiree, on Twitter, Lady Desiree, YouTube, Lady Desiree, Instagram, TikTok.
All right.
Well, I don't really do much on TikTok, but I am there.
And Logan, please fill everybody in.
Red Bandana Gaming on YouTube. That's where I am the most. On Instagram as well. And I'm trying to grow my X. It's RBG_retro because Red Bandana Gaming didn't fit. But yes, YouTube is my most frequented. That's where I have my largest audience as well. It's where I spend all my free time and all my time, period. So follow me there. Subscribe.
Let's go. Love that. All right, cool. Guys, check everybody out. Links are in the description. We'll be back tomorrow to finish up the week strong. It's Finish Strong Friday tomorrow at 11 a.m. Central Time. You guys join us as we're going to have a couple great guests with us tomorrow, right? Don't we have a couple great guests lined up, Labs?
We have Alex.
Oh, we have a couple great. It's his two giant
It's all
balls.
all of his personality in one human being.
Alex's two giant brass balls showing up on streams.
How many times has he been on now? About 3 times? 2, 3
I think
times?
it's gonna be our 3rd time now.
Okay.
And every time I think about jumping out my window. But it's awesome. I love it. All right, with that said, guys, have a great rest of your day. We'll see you guys tomorrow with Oh No, It's Alex when we're back at it. And I'll be saying Oh No all day, saying, will we get demonetized? Who knows? All right,
Probably.
have a great rest of your day. Remember, people are going to try to keep you down. Don't let them. You guys got a goal. Go get it. Have a great day, guys. See you later. Bye-bye.